lived through this nightmare right along with Summer. Summer is the only one that lost her life, in my opinion. I don't believe Summer is still alive. I don't believe she's in the sex trafficking trade because there is no information that that we've been able to find. Real, not hypotheticals and stuff like that. Real, facts of the case, right? So we interviewed people that had firsthand knowledge of, and we brought that stuff to you. We've got Hunter, we've got Hunter's mother, Hunter's grandmother, Hunter's great-grandmother, right? We talked to Dotson's daughter. We've which talked to us about the separation between them. We talked to Chad with the newspaper up there. There's a separation from Don Wells and the church, right? So we have all these different things going on, and you have to ask yourself why. And so instead of just asking ourselves why, we ask the people. And it's because they believe that Don Wells and Candace Well are involved with the disappearance of their child. Okay? Their behaviors changed, right? Their behaviors changed. What they did and how they talked and the things that people knew were lies. Don and Candace still chose to spread those. People in and around Don and Candace at the time Summer went missing know the truth, right? Even as much as the door being in that basement where they call the children's room, which is a basement, a dungeon, that door stayed locked and there was a couch in front of it. Where did the couch go, right? People that have been in that house, like you and me, wouldn't have known about it, right? The people that are, the sympathizers of Don and Candace wouldn't have known about it, right? So how would we find out about that? Because people with first-hand knowledge that have been in that home many times, actually lived in that home at some point, knew, and recently lived in that home and stayed the night there as of recently prior to the events, right?
Have you lost your ever-loving mind? You do not own me, and until your ass gets off your flippin' ass and pays my damn bills here, pays my taxes, puts a roof over my head, pays these damn lights, pays that auto insurance out there, buys my motherfucking house, you do not tell me what I can and cannot do. Ever. You didn't birth me, and you damn sure ain't paying me. But you want to come here and tell me you're going to assault me? Bitch, bring it. Florida 34207, bring your ass here to my motherfucking house. If that's the way you want to play it, come here. You want to deal with me? Deal with me to my face. Bet you don't have the balls. Because as soon as you do, as soon as you come over here being violent, your ass will be at the Manatee County Sheriff's Jail in a heartbeat. Bring that shit here. Bring it. You don't have the balls. Now sit down and shut the fuck up.
Oh, all these people that have left and turned and went to the other side, they keep saying, like, I'm this bad person. I screwed all these people over and I've effed them over and I've done all these horrible things to them. But you know what? I did not and have not ever mingled with people who were trying to hurt any of, not one of them. I've never went to one of their enemies to try to bring pain or add pain to them. Right, Rody Gal, that's my question. I have a serious question. If they kept telling you to ignore the drama as they did, why the heck are they over there now? Rody Gal, it happens every time. I'm not kidding. Same song and dance over and over and over, right? I hate drama. I can't be around. I don't want any part of it. Kimmy Lou, wispy definition, a silent fart. Wispy's a silent fart. God, Lord. Oh yeah, because there's justification in all these people attacking me constantly every day, or you cannot even be serious, right? She says, please pray also for guidance and self-reflection and an open heart to be able to understand why these people are saying what they are and to open to changing what you might need to be changing. Well, won't you tell me what I need to change, Nikki? I'll wait and listen. Because here, let me ask you a question. Am I supposed to adhere to your demand when 3/4 of the things that y'all are telling me to change aren't even based in fact at all? Let's see. You're telling me to get clean from my addiction that I don't have. I'm not currently in or active using whatsoever. I'm sober as a judge and I have been for 12 plus years. So can't get clean from something that you're not doing. So there's one thing that you can't keep saying to me. Secondly, y'all keep telling me that I need to be a better mother and clean my home. Well, my house isn't filled. My kids are amazing. Me and Craig love them and do the absolute best we can for
Nikki,
both
don't
of
come
them.
up here and start that. Please don't.
So
Please
what?
don't come in here and doing that. Okay.
What?
The next comment that person states.
Were you and Nana super close? Have you stopped to think about why she's hurt as she is? Because I didn't respond to her in a day or two. Not very hurt at me because I didn't respond to her message.
We have live.
Like,
Let's
do you?
just drop everything, okay?
I'm not. I mean,
We don't
I had
have to
stuff
deal.
going on with my kids, and plus that gives an excuse to do that. Come on now. What else are you going to tell me I need to change? Just like that weirdo saying that
Exactly, Soulshine. Exactly.
that CPS call was beautiful and it brought a bunch of amazing results. Freaking yeah, you took time from a kid that actually really needed it and wasted it on us. Not only that, why should I show it so you can just do what she just did? They're just going to say that I faked that too. Hold on.
Is there something wrong with that? He's allowed to be that way, right? This is America. You can believe in and believe against anything you fucking want to. Period. You can. People don't have to like it. They don't have to like your viewpoint on things. I don't have to like your viewpoint on things. The person that lives next door don't gotta like your viewpoint on things. The problem is, stand on the shit. She ain't married to this man that has all these beliefs and stuff and don't buy into them herself. What the fuck do y'all sit around and talk about? What kind of conversations do you have? Because it feels like it would be just a lot of fighting. Am I right then that you actually don't have a good life because you don't believe in the shit that your husband does and all y'all do is fight? Or is it like you said, y'all got a great marriage? You can't have a great marriage if you two are polar opposites on shit. You can't do that. It doesn't fucking work.
Is it
And believe me, honey, I can tell by looking your pussy ain't that good.
okay? Betty's Pants says, is it okay for Angela to share her personal text publicly as long as
And believe me, honey, I can tell by looking your pussy ain't that good.
okay? Betty's
Whatever, kicking cats and shit, and has seen your household as a whole. Even if Craig were single, none of these bitches, in my opinion, would be fucking with him. And you want to know why? Because obviously at some point he has been desperate enough to stick his whistle in you without a rain jacket on. And I don't think any of us want that kind of bacteria swap in our vaginas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the question? Do you know if Hunter knew Judy Sue and her boyfriend Andy? Hunter named Andy in his interview with Chris, and then proceeded to say Judy Sue said Hunter would know all the names of Don's dealers. Well, does that include you, Judy Sue? Just saying. Fucking meth head. Hey. Or shall we go back to the point to where you sold Candace the shit that fucking Summer OD'd on fucking when she was 3 years old? Well, let's not go down that road, right?
Stop yelling.
Fucking stupid.
Stop yelling.
What am I looking up?
Fred, wasn't there another picture?
Yes, Fred.
Oh, I don't care.
Here, send what you need.
I don't know.
It's up to us and discuss our needs.
Here's another picture of her being raised. She says she was raised military. Anyways, it's not just the fact that she kind of looks like Rose Bly. It's the fact that was posting in big in the Summer Wells groups. It showed. Oh, that's what I want to show. You guys saw how it showed her living there at that's the big part. That's the big part I missed. Yeah. What the heck? That's the big part I missed. Truth Finder shows her living up on 110 Ben Hill Road in up until June of 2021.
At 110.
At 110 Ben Hill Road, it shows her living. She's a Simpson.
She had married a Simpson.
Originally. Oh, she married a Simpson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's connected to the Simpsons. Lived up there at 110 Ben Hill Road. It says, which of course they're not always accurate, but it's strange.
What is it? It says,
look at this picture, guys. So that boy right there, that's that Seth.
That's what they're trying
is
to
that
say.
So that's
I've got a picture of Seth on there.
Oh, I know. I just didn't want to put out any. This one's blurred. I don't mind putting it out because it's blurred. And it has a bunch of kids in it. I don't know if this guy's over 18 yet. I think he is, so it's fine. But, a lot of people have this picture. I don't know. We haven't figured out really who that black guy is yet. But have you guys noticed also how Allie always had like all those kids around, just like even Kurgar brought that up. All those kids around, shaving their heads. That picture of the Dawn in the basement with the youngest son in a dress. Were they trying to make Summer look like a boy? Is that why Jody Sue thought she was so scared that why she's like, oh my God, they took the wrong child? Is that why they shaved Summer's head to make her look like a boy so that they wouldn't take Summer and they would take Andy's child? Because see, Jody Sue knew Andy and Dawn shared a drug debt, so that's why she was so scared and why freaked out. Like, oh my God, it could have been my child. Cameron was True's ex, I believe. And I really hope Andrew's not, like, I don't know, like, I haven't looked much into Andrew because, like, yeah, I think that trip is weird. I mean, I'm sorry, it is weird. I mean, I tell him that myself. It's freaking weird. It doesn't make sense. I've said that since the beginning, but I kind of pulled away from it because, like, I didn't feel like it had anything directly related to the day Summer went missing, but it could be part of something else, like, kind of related to it. The cousin on Daisy's channel was from Wisconsin. So you guys see why there's a friend that came down right after Dahmer went naughty named Rose. Oh. Forgot what I was going to say. So yeah, you guys see what I mean by how it's so easy to see who's all part of this ring and who's all the ones trying to distract. It's all coming together. They're not going to be able to hide much more anymore. People are starting to see all the people that are connected. Andy Bernard, you better start freaking talking. Jody Sue, you better start talking. Dawn and Candace, of course, that's a given. Marlena Crawford, possibly even Bill Shipley. I'm sorry, allegedly. You know, it's best to be like right there. If they want to see something from like where it supposedly happened, then they would go there. Maybe they got a tip about something about the area and somebody described something and they want to see if you could see the road or what you could see from where, you know what I mean? Maybe they wanted to see if they could see what they could see from that area. You see, because the Wells is way up on the hill. Like, people don't understand. Like, you wouldn't be able to see what was going on up there.
What I was talking about, and what I was talking about was if you could provide any of this said footage of Andy on the road that day, you'll never do it. It doesn't exist. Why would anybody have this footage after 3 years? Just magically, they're sitting on this after 3 years. And people have to pay to see it. Like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. If they've had it, it'd be on every YouTube channel in the world. It's another grift. It's just another grift. Lady, get a job. Like, you're not even good at this. You're such a slob and so lazy, you can't even provide the services. But it doesn't exist. And if you try to pull something out of your ass, it'll be like a 20-second clip of maybe, obviously Andy has to go down the road and come back home of the day. You guys will try to like raise money to show like a 10-second clip of absolutely nothing. It'll go nowhere because you're lazy. You're a grifter. If it wasn't for Summer Wells being missing, like, what would really you have? You couldn't grift? Like, imagine all the dollars you made off. So you like accidentally, because of Summer Wells being missing, you not only grifted and made money, you ran, you tripped, and you fell on a cock, and it was Fred Hills, the suspect in the case. Like, if it wasn't for Don Wells and his whole family, you wouldn't have anything. But your husband is a joke too. Because that dude, tell me how I've never met a snitch that did jail time. Like, he's not even good at that. He doesn't even know how to snitch right. Like, the dude snitched and then still went to jail. Call me crazy and everything, right? Call me crazy. But imagine, like, and then when he went to jail, he got beat up on day one. Beat up on day one. Call me crazy, but like, if somebody would snitch to stay out of jail, can't fight for the life of him, of course he's being like Ronnie Lawson. Summer's in the cave, Summer's over here, Summer's over there, and Summer's over there, and Summer's over there, and Summer's over there, and Summer's over there. Like, dude, if you were snitching on petty drug dealers and you actually had information on a massive investigation that the TBI and the FBI agents are in control of, like, they would toss all that shit out for you. Like, it doesn't even make it make sense, Ziggy. Like, make it make sense, but never, ever, ever contradict me and your shenanigans. That is the worst thing that you can do. It's so, if you haven't noticed yet, it's better when like people like you and Prayer Garden and that other all the other morons in the Summer Wells community that just that have all these dumb conspiracies that amount to nothing. It's better when you guys do your content and leave me far from away from it. I'm so far away from it that not even any of my subscribers are watching, sending me any clips, because that way you can continue your fuck shit. As soon as you involve me in your fuck shit, I get to make it look this easy. Make you look this stupid.
What's the best way to get famous and make money on YouTube? Find you a tragedy involving a child. Any
Now
tragedy.
there you go.
And exploit that motherfucker to the last dog.
You
Hunt.
know.
Plead, offer any amount of money you think that boy would want, or I'd want. It ain't happening either way. I'm not his mother. I'm not a fucking sellout.
Is that for lips?
Things the wife made. Wife made handmade necklaces. They were just too short. No, honey, I have not moved. I am still where I have been for the last almost 2 years. Oh, I have a guest.
No, we're in the same spot. Just
Hello.
Well, hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. I could have been better.
Me too.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know why people got to keep doing this. Mama Bear didn't have anything good to say about Chris McDonough till what now? Now that he's out here trying to act like he's important again.
The problem is he's not important.
No, and he's not important to this case at all. He's not even allowed to be working this case. Why is he doing it again? And why would anybody, like, especially that crew over there, be pushing it? Because they got nothing else. They think that they're going to get to Hunter. Are you going to break up more families now, Mama Bear? I mean, think about what you're doing here. Hunter has a fucking family he's about to have in about, less than a month or whatever. Leave him alone. Let him do his own thing. Stop trying to ruin his life. Don't you think that maybe he was already put in a bad situation? How come all your words before are you're talking opposite now? Like the last 4 years of your talking meant nothing?
maybe he's trying to stir the
Are
pot.
you bullshitting now or were you bullshitting then?
Hello.
Oh, stop it, AB. He is a kid. He was 15 years old at the time. He might be a little older now, whatever, but well, it's mostly Mama Bear, but Chris has done his shit. He became what, cold case, so he could work Summer's case
Maybe he should
later.
leave children alone.
Well,
Maybe flexing on him.
listen.
He already talked to Hunter. What more does he think Hunter has to say?
He's trying to pull the tactics he pulled with Michael Crow, and I won't allow it.
And I see that too. He wants him to say something that isn't true to benefit the story. Oh God, here we go with more fucking trolls because they can't quit.
I need that thing.
That thing. I can't even come up here and talk without having.
Aw, dipshit. Oh, we know who that is.
They're gonna have to get rid of that one.
Get the fuck out of here, you stupid bitch.
I already have them blocked.
One of these days, you guys will get over my name.
Bye.
I know you like it in your fucking mouth, but go to fuck on somewhere.
Easily. It's not what he did, AB. It's not what he did. It's what I won't let him do. Okay?
Well, learn how to spell before you try to say something.
All right, it's not what Chris has done him wrong right now. It's we're gonna stop him from doing him wrong. Okay?
I don't have to be good to him. I never liked him for one. Just something about him rubbed me the wrong way.
He's trying to say that Allison told him on TV that you are no good.
Oh, I don't give a fuck if I'm good or not.
Allison isn't here no more.
And Allison has no control over my son anymore, so she can't flaunt him around for a fucking paycheck.
Exactly.
That's all that is for content.
And here's another thing, other than I'm balding really horribly.
I know,
Here's another thing. McDonough's trying to pull those tactics he pulled on Michael Crow. It's not going to happen.
No, again, the same statement I said earlier still applies. If TBI, which is the actual fucking law, not someone who used to be law, wanted.
I have times where I have thoughts of killing people.
All right, guys, you cannot make this stuff up. You can.
Motherfuckers got a problem with this, I'll blow your fucking head off.
Don't be.
And I don't want to lose my daughter to drugs. If any of you motherfuckers in here got something bad to say about me right now, you better get the fuck off. I ain't got no problem telling you I'll blow your fucking head off.
Freaking days.
Yeah, what? I wonder what they did to her daughter. And she probably knew about it.
Yeah, I think she very much knows. Did you hear her say that Dom Wells OD'd his mother on in your mother freaking boots? America needs to put their boots back on, and they need to be standing up for righteousness before evilness overtakes our asses. Right? So, Mayor, you can shut up. You can shut up. The only thing flip-flopping is your fucking tongue and your fingers talking shit. Okay? And you just... People are disgusting. Disgusting. That's all I got to say. Just write down damn disgusting. I mean, really? You turn onto Ben Hill Road, you're going to be smelling radiated poo-poo. Right? You're going to be smelling radiated poo-poo coming through your AC unit. That's nasty. What the hell might you get by smelling that? What could you possibly get by smelling that? Who knows? Who knows? I don't even know. You know? I don't even know. That shit up your nostrils. That shit up in your nostrils. What the fuck? It'd be all into your system. Up there sniffing it up like it was potpourri, right? Poopery. To her, right? It was some poopery. How disgusting was that? I don't know. And then she pulled somebody out of there, been smelling it since it happened. Right? Been sniffing it up since it happened. That's disgusting. Yeah. But anyway, still looking for, sugar mama, sugar daddy, sugar anything, to sugar her bank account. That's wrong. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. She's a bum. She's a fucking bum. Get a job. Get a damn job, right? Quit sitting on that ass with your freaking face hanging down, looking like a freaking hound dog. Go get a freaking job, right? Go get a job. You could tell by those freaking lines, she looked like a puppet, right? She looked like a damn one of them puppets you throw on your lap and, she does. She looked like a freaking howdy-doody puppet. Two. One, you can suck my dick, and the other one, you can lick my balls, motherfucker. Fuck you. You fucking faggot. You talking about somebody that loves Don Wells? It's you. You're the one dressing up like a girl for him and going up there sucking his cock. Shut the fuck up.
You want to suck his cock. You want to suck his cock. Show your
you
face.
You're a worthless, bald-headed piece of shit. That's what the fuck you are, motherfucker. Kiss my ass. Fucking ass, dick twice. Dick, motherfucker.
You can run over here because you can't give a
your fucking dick breath. No one wants to fucking hear your dick breath. And that's what it is. It's Don Bell's dick breath. Motherfucker, you know it. You know it.
You're in love with Don.
No,
Where art the Don?
No, you are, you fucking prison faggot. You are. Fuck you.
G-H-I-N-G. The in her head.
Why would she threaten? Why would she? Huh?
Andy was seen at work that day too. There's evidence of him being at work.
Right. But my question is, why did JSB threaten harm towards the Wells once they refused to sell?
Sorry, I was reading that. What'd you say? That last part?
Like I said, why did JSB threaten harm towards the Wells when the Wells refused to sell the property to her?
Yeah, no, that's why the whole fight between
Take the blade, stick it in the thing, turn and pull the side with it.
The whole fight between like Fred and Ziggy and Jody Sue Brown is just absolutely ridiculous. Because now both of those, I mean, there's three of them involved, but we know Ziggy wasn't there.
Yeah.
Both Fred and Jody Sue Brown look guilty as fuck. They're both trying to put out false statements and whatever.
Not a lot.
People look guilty. They're both doing the same thing. They're both lying. So now they both look guilty, like they were in cahoots together. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so there's messages out there where JSB threatened the Wells because they refused to sell the because the Wells refused to sell the property, and now, this late in the game, Fred and Adrian are making reports to the TBI about Andy driving up and down the road. Well, Andy lived on that road. He still owns the property that JSB lives at. He legally can.
Yes. Did anybody in here hear? I'm not sure when Fred said it. I'm assuming it'd be over on Ziggy's, but he had said something like, yes, there's a possibility that Summer could have gotten into the car that he scrapped that day. Has anybody heard that? Because I heard that it happened. So I'm just
right. But I debunked that. I debunked that already.
Oh, you did?
Yes. No junkyard is going to take any vehicle that is leaking.
Well, right. And my thing is, he never made it to the junkyard that day. This is why he came back with that same car. So Summer would have been still in that car. So that's why I was.
My question is this. My thing is this, though. I mean, does he still have the car?
I don't know what happened to him.
But it's at this point, at this late in the game, it don't really matter about the damn car.
Right. Susan, on her Facebook is where those videos were, and probably still are. I don't know. Maybe she got them down now, but they're all over YouTube now. But she said if one of the kids or whatever stepped on her property, she'd get rid of them herself or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, if anything, that points fingers at her. That don't point fingers at Andy.
No, not at all. But yet,
so that's my point. But you see what my problem is now? My problem is that Adrian and fucking Fred are pointing fingers at Andy like he had something to do with something because he was driving up and down the fucking road he lived on.
Right. You guys want to know why he was driving up and down the road and avoiding his own property? It was because him and Jody said were fighting and they were starting to break up. He was already dating the wife or whatever. I think he married her. The chick that he's with now. That's how she found the shoe in her car from the baby, all that stuff. All that goes down to that week, too.
KK's up? Okay. Tell her to shower. Okay. And grab me a new cup of coffee, please.
Fred, who was on the road.
Sorry. Yeah, my girls aren't going to school today because they have visit with their sister. So.
Right, do better. Right.
Yeah. But my thing about it is why is that even relevant?
It's not.
But here's another thing, okay?
I mean, I guess.
But listen, Lips, how many times have people flipped the hell out on me because I said I can't wait for this to go cold? The cold case. How many times? All the damn time?
Yeah, I heard it just the other day.
Yeah, but you want to know why? Because guess what? If it goes to cold case, the investigation falls under Public Information Act.
Or that day happened.
Or what about the rumor he supposedly somebody tried to murk him while he was in jail? What about that rumor?
Right, and he started that rumor himself. Yeah.
And what about how
Fred is so fucking guilty in my book. He just is. Everything he says that comes out of him and Ziggy's mouth makes him more and more guilty. The more they try to prove him innocent, the more guilty he is.
But my thing is that I've seen some videos.
The septics have been all checked though, Pink Lotus.
Oh yeah, I know the Dobbs property never belonged to the Wells. I know that. I already know that.
You're right, because it came out at the beginning of it being their property, but then when it actually was sold and the paperwork was there, it had nothing to do with the Wells anymore.
Right. Morning, Trig.
Hey, Trig.
But no, sorry, it's an early one because, like I said, I have visitation with my daughter at my usual live time, which is 1:30, which is 12:30, 1 o'clock ish. So, but no, like I was saying, it's monotonous that Andy don't want nothing to do with it. Andy's been out here doing his thing, and Fred is going after Andy for driving up and down the road that leads to his house, which is fucking stupid. But I've also went back.
I've been out of this case so long that I find myself only remembering the things at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and then I don't remember like how they were changed or how the truth was, you know what I mean? And then like I'll get reminded, like say chat and be like, no, like say here where the property never belonged to them. I'm like, oh
Right.
yeah, and then I gotta think these other things, and it makes me just not even want to cover this fucking case ever again.
Well, here's my thing. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's on the ground or something, Pam.
right, but Adrian, I've noticed from
We're done.
her videos that I occasionally watch, I've noticed that she ever since she got with Fred, it's been
She's not there, Pam.
no. She's basically
Pina!
been. What up, Pina?
I about you yesterday.
But yeah, so
she was over at Lip Lots.
but no, so the one that was buried was not searched by LE. Wait,
Tina.
what?
She said Tina.
What, Pink Lotus? What? There was a vehicle that was buried? So my question is, what is Fred hiding other than his drug stash?
I guess he was hiding money too, but no drug addict's gonna put money.
Really hiding money. Then why?
Yeah.
Hold on. Then why is Fred and Adrian at the store couponing and complaining that she spent an extra $7 fucking?
Yeah, I know. Why would you live
if Fred had this money? So, I mean, is that their life now because they have nothing better to do than throw shade on somebody else and bitch and complain because they spent more than what they because they spent money on something?
It pulls on people's heartstrings. It makes them feel bad. Ziggy has always been one to live off of what people can give her, and including boyfriends and whatever
Well,
else.
she picked the wrong goddamn person, if you ask me. Now, see, I don't care. I don't much care for the Ben Hill drama. We all know that. I don't much care for it.
Pink Lotus, Cam would be a good one to talk to about like the septic tank, and he's back.
Morning.
Cam's back. He followed me on TikTok.
But like I said, I don't much care for the drama on Ben Hill. We all know that. But throughout the several times that Andy has been in my chat, he has not been disrespectful. He hasn't been a dick. He hasn't thrown any red fucking flags towards me at all. That he would even attempt to harm a child, let alone somebody. Okay?
Andy can come on here and not give two shits about what's being fucking said about him.
Exactly. Why am I bing-bonging? Oh.
Scripted storylines and bullshit.
Evidence of a few being formulated over the years, this group and script writers and such, and blackmailers.
Script writers, blackmailers.
Those at the helm of them, like PGs and Squalls and inserters.
PG, Squall, inserters.
Acquisition teams. 30 pieces of shit. Like
30 pieces of shit.
Speaking.
Like several who are speaking.
Advertising.
Would I be one of those? Because I haven't really noticed, Jody Sue, hardly anybody at all paying any attention to you. Not just in your chat room. Not just there. How do you have over 13,000 subscribers and nobody is in your chat room? That's so strange. And I've also noticed that other than myself, really, across the board, forest and trees, like you were saying earlier in this live stream, whatever. I'm not seeing anybody but me paying any attention to you when it comes to YouTube creators, and I have paid very little attention to you. My time is too valuable to waste on trash.
I wouldn't be on here trying to make money and trying to beg for money and working my ass off if I had the police on payroll. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'll look over there and ask why exactly it is he was selling drugs to children at 110. Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling over there. Who asked?
Have police on payroll. Right. That's all I really ever sold was weed, because it's kind of like a victimless crime. I mean, everybody pretty much smokes weed. Even the police smoke weed. That's all I really ever sold was weed. Even the police smoke weed. I never sold no pills to them.
Where would Jody Sue get her pills that she was selling to over there?
That's Ziggy. That is not in my spot to answer. That is something that will get me in trouble.
Okay. Well,
That's not something I can say. That is something that will get me in trouble.
So you can't talk about selling pills because that'll get you in trouble, huh?
What were the what line of questioning was PBI and the law asking? What were they asking? I honestly don't remember, sir.
How old is she?
What, 13? How old?
What, does she have one?
She's 12. She got a body from hell. I'm like, what?
But Don, you're saying Don Wells gave your grandkids alcohol?
That's what the little one says. Another child done away that's supposedly for sale or trade for man.
You know that they accused me of selling my daughter for gold. You know what I did? Fucking TBI and FBI.
But that can't.
He said they are accusing me of selling my daughter for dope. He mentions TBI and FBI. I don't think he's talking about YouTube. Okay? Now remember, to prove everyone wrong, good old Don went to the ATM, took out a bunch of cash, went to Knoxville, bought a bunch of crack, and went back home with it to prove he didn't need to sell Summer for drugs. He could buy drugs on his own. Let's have a round of applause for Don. He really proved a lot to us that day. Way to go, Don. You certainly proved your point.
What, does she have one?
But Don, you're saying Don Wells gave your grandkids alcohol?
That's what the little one says. Another child done away that's supposedly for sale or trade for man.
You know that they accused me of selling my daughter for gold. You know what I did? Fucking TBI and FBI.
But that Candace had mentioned that the person they knew was selling a child or trading a kid from it. And I did absolutely report it to police.
I went and draw $2,000 on my bank account. I went to Knoxville. I bought $2,000 worth of fucking shit. I fucking give dope away all night for 2 days.
Oh, Knoxville trip, Knoxville trip, Knoxville trip, bring.
Knoxville trip, Knoxville trip, Knoxville trip. And don't get me wrong, I am not the president of Jody Sue's fan club. But there's been too many ties to Knoxville and drugs with Dawn. Thank you so much, Diana, for the super sticker. And yes, happy birthday, Summer. Happy birthday, Summer.
the dope back, have more money, take the kid with you to the Knoxville trips over the weekend, trap him in the car while you bang prostitutes and bring the dope back to the fucking hollow and disperse it. Go ahead, Don.
I showed them that I don't need to fucking tell my fucking daughter to buy dope. I got plenty of money in my bank account.
Did Don have any deals that you was unaware of that may have included your daughter, maybe?
You know, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay.
They told me that they had information that I traded my daughter to a drug dealer for fucking dope. So I showed them different.
That has changed her story multiple times and is not cooperating with law enforcement. Now, Jody Sue is trying to get Chris McDonough's attention. Chris, can you get in touch with me, please? There is some concrete stuff / proof I'd like to share with you. Finally. What do you mean, finally? So you've been sitting on this proof for over 2.5 years? And get some advice on behind the scenes. Does anyone have an issue with this? The word that is sticking out to me is proof, and then finally. There is some concrete stuff / proof I'd like to share with you finally. Well, Jody, how long have you had this concrete stuff? How long have you had this proof? Is Summer Wells not worth you sending it to 800 TBI find? Chris McDonough is not involved in this case. Neither Don or Candace or Grandis will talk to him. We know in other cases he's made waves and gotten things done with permission from law enforcement.
But I do know those last few days, it was pretty much a fucking confirmation that he was using coke and meth. You've got to think of what that could do to a young one and sedate them. And for what purpose? And normally it was teen boys that stayed, for the most part. Looking back and piecing everything that it was damn near every time. And that one little girl was over there for months, dude. And those other little ones over there, God only knows what the fuck happened to them. I don't. But I have a gut feeling. If he had just done something, he would have had the proof everybody else he called in didn't. It's that simple. But he hid it from everybody. He fucking hid it. Why? After she vanished, then he tells me he watched him beat her. Never said a fucking word. So, but he hid the abuse happening to Summer. And he may have very well helped with other very bad things. Or he wouldn't have hid the abuse happening to her. He wouldn't have turned a blind eye when we kept seeing her pull at herself and stuff in some of the last days before she vanished.
Fucking camera. There you go, Jody Sue. That's what you're looking at. There you go, Jody Sue.
There was a lot of free exchange of very modern, very contemporary, very liberal activities that happened on there that involved a couple different kinds of trafficking. Okay, you cannot. I could sit here and tell you what I could sit here and try to explain to you details. You're not going to believe it. Okay?
We want to hear
what
them
happened
anyways.
what was that?
We want to hear them anyways.
Well, okay, so the best way to say it is the Wells' reputation is they were involved in activity coming out of Knoxville, and their role in it was they were runners. And then they also hosted and participated in activity that was more defined as human trafficking.
So when you say running, you're talking about drugs?
Yes, sir. That's the reputation, and Laura, you can agree or disagree if you wish, but that's the reputation that I've heard as a person who lives in Hawkins County.
I agree 100%. They're not innocent like they say they are. I mean, say they are.
Yep.
By no
By
means.
far not. By far not.
I know there's law enforcement already involved, and yeah, I don't have it like that to hire.
And I want y'all to think about this. Fred just a couple weeks ago, under her and the rest of this group, was stalking us, doing fuck shit here, still a shit plan.
Oh, right. Oh, so yeah. So now she's trying to say, oh, but yeah, here's somebody wanting a private investigator to figure out who these people who are doing fuck shit in the Summer Wells case are. But yet, she's trying to say Fred was just stalking her and stealing from her, and all this fuck shit is what she's claiming. Like, she's she's insane.
Real lives.
Yeah, okay.
The drive by her and little Ziggy did the stalking. I mean,
oh, come on, Jody
bitch
Sue.
and her high crimes and misdemeanors.
The one time I drove by and honked, I let you know that is like saying hi. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wanted to say hi. I thought it was funny because Tiffany Marie was live. How many times do I have to tell this fucking story? Tiffany Marie was live, and I thought it was funny to go by. I mean, it was stupid. I told Tiffany to, it was like basically hold my beer, watch this type thing. Just stupid. Just like, oh, I'm going to go by and honk. Big freaking deal. So, and then you can hear, you could barely hear it. I mean, come on. Anything that I've done is out there to be known. Same thing as for Fred.
Or unfucking real. The libel, slander, harassment, using of services, and wasting of time, including the feds and law enforcement. I just can't. I cannot
really?
believe. Look, I hope, and if y'all hear her mention the name of any private investigator.
No, I'm not going to put his name out there. He's a private investigator.
Andy, is that really you?
Andy? Is that really you? Andy? The honk heard around the world. Basically, she's always been under the... I mean, she's been with him since a child. Like, literally.
Saying 30 years. 30 years.
Yeah, she kept saying 30 years in this video. And she's only like 40, if that. So she's basically trying to say since she was 10 years old, she was with Andy. He's like 4 or 5 years older than her. I don't know that whole situation. She claims she was purchased for him. That's what she said. She can get mad at us for repeating the things that she has put out there herself, but this is the stuff that she has put out there herself, and she expects us not to be concerned. And then you're going to hear her in this video too, talking about how, it's so obvious this was freaking set up and staged. She's like, oh, and your daughter stood up for you and spoke up and said you weren't told these idiots you weren't on the road.
I wonder. Okay, yeah, I want to know how you guys know, or how you know that for 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
because you claim this man is capable of anything, and the stuff you accuse him of is horrendous. So him being involved with Summer's disappearance isn't so far-fetched from the way you paint him. So why do you treat us like we're such idiots for thinking he could be involved? You're the one painting him is calling him a monster and this horrible, horrible person. And talk about, selling drugs to minors and stuff like that. But yet we're not supposed to speculate or believe that he could be involved. So let's see. At what point did this all start here? Too bad she doesn't have her live chat replay up. Not up, though. I guess I do have. Maybe I should pull up the part I have recorded that shows the chat. Because it's like the main part when he comes in.
We're built by Ziggy. And her going on about Crystal's some bullshit. Crystal belongs to Ziggy and goddamn Scott H here, little local. Now,
Ziggy belongs to Scott H. And what?
He wants to be like, oh, whatever with Crystal. Fuck did you say, bitch? Did you explain all this to this private investigator sent by God to the gas station?
Even cleaner than me, because I do the Delta 8 sometimes. So yeah, I could believe that. I could probably believe a lot of these people, their behavior is interesting to say the least. So something's going on. Oh, she did say something about she contacted him before the live. Oh, that's right, Sage Sleuth. Okay, so it was kind of in a way she kind of admits that it was like possibly going to happen like that.
Yeah, she stated that she had sent him 3 different messages, 3 different ways, secure messages.
Oh, she tried to message him 3 different ways. Is what?
Yeah, I had been trying to send him some messages 3 different ways. Some secure messages or something.
Yeah, she's crying because she wants Andy. I feel like I do feel like he totally screwed her over and ruined her life. I 100% believe it. But, until I can feel her behavior is too suspect for me to feel like, start feeling too bad for her, because I feel like she might know things about Summer. But the reason why I don't think she's speaking, I can sympathize with, and I think it's because I believe her son has involvement, and that's just my opinion. And I can empathize as a mother, not want, I understand that. I can understand how hard it would be to be in that position. And I feel like Andy is the one that got him introduced or into some bullshit. And that's why she's so, resentful towards him, because, all this bullshit that Andy got them all wrapped up in my opinion. Huh. Isn't this hilarious? Look how I love how she puts this on her. You guys tell me this is not freaking completely planned. She changed, I Spy Another Ziggy Lie is the title of her live. But then she added on, Andy visits on the title there to make sure everybody knows that Andy's in the chat. Yeah, they wanted people to see this. Okay. They wanted people to see this exchange. I'm not stupid. Many of you guys can believe it was absolutely 100% organic and completely
just natural. I don't believe that at all.
She didn't have her subscribers mode on either, did she? That night? Only time she didn't.
Yeah.
I think she didn't have it.
Any other time she's gonna have like
3 years subscriber mode.
3-year subscriber mode.
I don't even think she had it on that night at all.
Tracy Brown on the Real NDB family reunion was weird and awkward. Hey, Sage. I think she was, I don't know. We'll just have to watch it. Who knows? Who knows?
Bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. About, let's see. Here, we'll go like this. There. So I do have this recorded if she decides to get funny and delete it or something or private it. I have it already recorded. So this shit was totally planned. It's completely obvious, and there's no way anybody can convince me otherwise. Yeah, it was. Thank you. Now, I believe her crying in certain parts of this. I did feel her pain. I mean, I'm human. I do have empathy for her, and but until like, I can't truly let myself feel truly bad for her until I know exactly her part in all this. But I do believe some of it was real emotions because I felt it, and but I think it's also, she's a little bit scared. Anyone remember her saying he was blocked from her chat? Well, guess what? That was another one of her lies. Right? He just magically isn't blocked in her chat.
Yeah, she had me blocked too for a long time. Then lately she's unblocked it.
She's playing games. That's PG is on drugs. She's on something. Something's going on. I don't know what, if she's on something or on one, or if she's like just insane in the membrane. Or a combination of all.
Fucking Beach Creek in somebody else's fucking yard because they know they can die. So somebody needs to maybe whisper that for the first time in history of Beach Creek, people are tired of out-of-fucking staters and out-of-towners thinking they're going to move the fuck in there and do this bullshit. I've never seen anybody move on top of anybody else that wasn't family inside of the country like this, but here we are. But the point is people would have made more had they just taken our fucking shit. And none of this would be happening and people wouldn't be in danger. And I really don't give a good. Oh, you know, I mean, irradiated currently and no more babies for me, but too many surgeries couldn't probably help me anyway, and if something was wrong, I'd smother them with a fucking pillow. Besides, ain't no point in thinking about babies from dying of cancer. But they sure do smell good. Fresh babies. The one that was 8 months old, he still smells fresh. He was cute. I think we all need to thank the science teachers. Even the weird, creepy ones that wanted to date us, fuck us, marry us, whatever, weird teachers through elementary, middle, and high school for at least teaching some of the science, because I feel something coming. And these days, you know, I do what I'm taught to do, take myself out before anything else can. So I do ride around with shit on me to finish the job in the event that I feel something trying to kill me first. I ain't got children that wanted a yard, because fuck that.
and I dare one of the little bastards to stick a toe in mine. That's how I'm gonna play it. I'm not fucking around. So, anyway, I mean, I don't even like other people's fucking kids. Like, that's the thing. I don't want to hear that goddamn shit. I don't want to hear fucking kids screaming and crying and boo-hooing. I will lose my goddamn shit. And I guess if they have kids, it's even better than they realize that their kids are going to fall off the goddamn cliff. Think about that. What's going to happen? They have nowhere but that cliff. They're poor kids. They toddle out the door and they're off the fucking cliff. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, definitely the family will find out what it's up to again on properties that don't belong to it. Yep. I'm sure it'll go well. Here they weren't too pleased last time. Well, it's once again having people there they did not approve of last time, etc. Yep. And places that don't belong to it. And if it was a smart motherfucker and it had a brain at all of its own ever and wasn't with fucking fired its goddamn gasoline, it'd stop. It would have stopped a long time ago and known what kind of fucking danger it's in. And goofballs like Ryan finds truth and knows others like anybody being down on properties and anybody letting these motherfuckers touch their goddamn properties or search them, you gotta be a special kind of stupid. All kinds of other shit, however, he is trying to get access to certain places, property, but Ryan and Jen are fucked. And seeking and finding truth my ass, right? He's come into contact with our abuser and talked to him and was in his chat and all sort of crap and, wants another golden ticket to the property over there. It's recorded and documented that fucking bitch abused myself and my children. They were actually charged for that, so carry on. I mean, we all know statistics. In one way, I hope like hell she's not chained in somebody's damn basement somewhere. They're not going to find Summer, but some of us have a voice. And we use it, even if at the end of the day they tear us apart. Trish, yeah, there's no way they're going to find Summer. There might be a way that they plant more bullshit evidence. To the extreme, I hadn't even seen out there yelling at equal search to kill him. Acting crazy when last days they were there. Screaming our kid, knowing Summer disappearing has traumatized her badly. And one of the last things he did to her, my daughter, was scream at her about how Summer's body was here and there and decomposing in extreme detail and all kinds of stuff, whatever. To the point she's just in tears,
And also, Cotton kept talking about Summer being at a waterfall. That's why I wanted to know.
Maybe that's why he was lowered down there to that waterfall at Laurel Run, and that's why he got killed down there, because he kept saying that. Waterfall and stuff that he's telling about the waterfall, like the only waterfalls that's around there is the one that's going up the mountain towards Cotton's and the one at Laurel Run. So he was talking about a waterfall and all that, and it's because that's where the place was pretty and all that.
More beautiful. And it was just.
And nobody said nothing. Nobody seemed to want to report that. And I'm going to tell you something. I think they all knew. And let us remember that Jody Sue said, you go and you ask him. You go ask Andy what he was given, selling to those kids, and what he was selling to Candace to sedate not only Summer, but other little girls over there to be touched. And other little girls over there to be touched. I'm going to tell you something. I think there was more people into this little girl getting touched stuff than just Don and Candace. I think there was a group of people who just didn't give a crap about their kids and were up there using their kids as well as the Wells was for their own self-gain. That's my opinion. Nothing else. And especially marrying it up. So you came out here and you told the truth on him. You thought that was going to get his attention, maybe even get him to run back to you. Oh shit, what are you doing, bitch? You're going to get us put in prison. But it didn't work. He said, I don't care. Say whatever you want. Right? Say whatever you want. Because all I care about is getting hot and heavy under the covers with my new lady. Well, his new lady must know how to do something you didn't, Jody Sue, because he's all heated up for it. Right? He said your ass was good, but baby, it wasn't that good. He found something better. Just saying. Just saying, Jody Sue. And then you want to run over here. You want to run over here. And jump on him some more in our chat. Just saying. Yeah, why did she hate that little girl? Why did she? Why did she dislike this baby? I like to know that too. Why did she dislike Summer? Why did... I'm going to tell you something. Jody Sue was not out here for Summer. She was out here to protect her own ass and Andy's ass. She was out here to listen and hear everything so she could have time. She could have time to do what she's doing. Warn Andy what's being said. She, this out here is her connection to him, acting like she's, keeping him, protecting him, keeping him safe by knowing and hearing and listening to everything. She's out here for selfish, self-seeking reasons. And I knew that from day one. She didn't care about Summer. She was out to prosper off of Summer. And more so, stay in it to learn and know everything. So she could, head people off, head them off. Hey, they're saying this, they're saying that. She wanted to come out here and make a ball of confusion out of Summer's case. So it couldn't be solved. She don't want Summer's case solved. If Summer's case was solved, she'd probably be in prison with the Wells. She lied about that scream. She was over there she was on a mother freaking call with Candace, talking about where her money's at. Where's her share of the money coming into Candace? Now, I'm going to tell you, why would she be getting a share of what's coming into Candace if she don't have a dog in the race? I plainly heard her. That's when Candace was talking to her about changing the time of the scream to 5 something instead of 4 something because they were an hour fucking off. They were an hour off with the screen. It wasn't fitting the timeline.
The freaking community was looking immediately.
Okay, she says, yes. Yes, he was looking. The whole freaking community was looking, even Baltimore. She says that even Baltimore was looking, right? Even Baltimore was looking for Summer, but she's going to go on to say something real incriminating here.
Immediately, and in there quite a while before law enforcement even got in there. I mean, we basically had our property searched. We had cameras coming together. We had everything trying to get it ready for as they were first rolling in. I mean, this was not like some, we're running around the field thing. I mean, we know how to do what we need to do when something or someone is missing, from cow, horse, person, it doesn't matter. And so the thing is that, I mean, I watched, and our neighbors, I mean, you just have to understand how this community is. It may not work like some suburbia. And you may not like your neighbor, but you watch out for them, and you do right by these kids, and you keep an eye on each other. And, everybody come out, and it was an immediate effort to find her. This was not, and Dawn and everybody, I mean, we were all looking. And he was, and obviously he had to be questioning, all the things had to happen, but, he was definitely looking for Summer. So, and that's the thing, my activity with Dawn that day was, limit, until later that night, and I don't really want to touch on that, but, I mean, there's not much I can say about it, because I seen him first come to the road, I seen him later on, after that I don't really comment. Just like you don't see me really talking about, Candace either. I mean, I just, because what people are looking for, and that's not my job. But, and a lot of times, what you're hearing, it's like people they're like, well, you're trying to protect Candace. What you're saying